Hello, and welcome to another episode of Soap Goes to the Oscars. This is episode 69, and close to finishing up the 1936 Oscars, which was the ninth ceremony. And the movie I watched this time is Anthony Adverse. I watched it, and I'm recording on February 16th, 2025. This one I had to get on DVD from Amazon. It was $21.15. Yikes. So this took my average movie cost was $2.07. With this one added in, it's $4.21. So doubled. I don't love that, but it's fine. I know I got to buy some of these. It's the only way I can get them. And this is the only one I had to for this round. So that's not bad. Anthony Adverse is a 1936 American epic historical drama film directed by Mervyn LeRoy, starring Frederick March and Olivia de Havilland. Screenplay by Sheridan Gibney, draws elements of its plot from 8 of the 9 books in Hervey Allen's 1933 historical novel Anthony Adverse. Abandoned in a convent as an infant, Anthony comes of age in the tumultuous turn of the 18th to 19th century, the age of Napoleon. The audience is privy to many truths in Anthony's life, including the tragic story of his origins and the fact that the wealthy merchant who adopts him is his grandfather. Most important of all, Anthony believes that his beloved Angela abandoned him without a word, when in fact she left a note telling him that the theatrical troupe was going to Rome. The gust of wind that blows the note away is one of many fateful and fatal events in Anthony's story. I guess I missed that part. The film received 4 Academy Awards, including the inaugural Academy Award for Best Actress in a Supporting Role given to Gail Sondergaard for her performance as the villainous Faith. So, yeah, it was nominated for Best Actress in a Supporting Role, which it won, Best Cinematography, Best Film Editing, and Best Music Score. Oh, no, that's what it won. I'm sorry. It won all of those, and it was nominated for Outstanding Production, Best Assistant Director, and Best Art Direction. Produced by Hal B. Wallace and Jack L. Warner, starring cinematography Tony Gaudio, edited by Ralph Dawson, music by Eric Wolfgang Korngold, produced and distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures. Release dates: July 29th, 1936 was the Los Angeles premiere, and August 29th, 1936 was the US premiere. The runtime of 141 minutes. In his 1936 review, the New York Times critic Frank S. Nugent panned Warner's gargantuan film. Speaking for ourselves, we found it a bulky, rambling, and indecisive photoplay which has not merely taken which has not merely taken liberties with the letter of the original, but with its spirit. For all its sprawling length, the novel was cohesive and well-rounded. Most of its picaresque quality has been lost in the screen version. Its philosophy is vague, its characterization blurred, and its story so loosely knit and episodic that its telling seems interminable. A few years back, we devoted the better part of a British weekend to the reading of Mr. Allen's little pamphlet, and we enjoyed it. Yesterday, we spent only a fraction more than 2 hours watching its progress on the screen, and we squirmed like a small boy in Sunday school. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I did like this one. I didn't think I was going to. It started out and it was like kind of like everything I hate about these old movies, or some of these old movies. It was definitely like very melodramatic. And it kind of reminded me, as this says it's sort of episodic, it kind of reminded me of Forrest Gump. There was a lot of coincidences and, him meeting people and at certain times like that, were advantageous to him, but also like bad things happening. Like it said, the letter blew away. Oh, and also, they didn't mention this in the cast, but Claude Rains was also a villain in it. Yeah, it was a bit all over the place, and I think could tell it was from a book because at certain points they would have like a whole screen filled with words, which, if you know me, words are kind of my enemy in movies. Like, you can't tell it all in the movie, then you don't need, you shouldn't be doing it. And there are exceptions, we've been over this before. Star Wars is an exception. And maybe that's just because I like that one. But this one had it all throughout the movie at different points. And that's kind of annoying. Not because I have to read, but because it's like you're trying to fit in extra stuff here that you can't fit in the movie. And the movie is already fairly long, 2 hours and 21 minutes, like enough already. That being said, by the end of it, I did like it. The actor, Frederick March, he's been in several of the movies that I've watched for this little experiment. He was in Smiling Through, 1932, The Barretts of Wimpole Street, 1934, Les Miserables, 1935. He played Jean Valjean. He was very good in that. And then Anthony Adverse, 1936. Olivia de Havilland. I feel like she has also been in some. Oh, and she's, famous for Gone with the Wind, I believe. She just started in 1935, which is the year before this. Midsummer Night's Dream. So she was in that. I watched that. Captain Blood. I watched that. And Anthony Adverse. And then in a few years from this, Gone with the Wind. Yeah, so it was fine. I agree with this dude that it was kind of all over the place and story jumped around a little bit. It was a little confusing at times, but I do like the actor, and the whole cast was pretty good. There was Claude Rains playing like supervillain at the beginning, and then continuing on throughout, but had like this maniacal laugh at one part early on that I was like, oh, this can't be good. But he toned it down a little bit after that. So anyway, yeah, it was fine, and I think that's all I got to say. You can find me on Apple Podcasts, probably where you're listening. And I do post these on Threads. Not really a lot of other stuff on Threads. I do post these on my second Instagram account called Movie Stubs, which is where I also posted old movie tickets that I had. And on Facebook, the Son of a Podcast page is still up. And so you can check any of those out. Understand if you're avoiding the meta stuff right now, but you can check if you check any of those out, leave a comment, or don't. You probably won't. Nobody does. That's fine. I don't even know if anybody's listening. Hello? Is this thing on? It is because I'm recording, but probably no one's listening. See you next time.